Okay.
Provën në dy kemi atë testin, ha?
Okay.
Po, prof.
Okay, now we are going to start the lesson. So you have the code here. There are 11 students connected. Well, so I'm going to start. Now the lesson for today, the topic is ecology. We are going to learn a branch of biology which study the interaction of organisms between each other and their environment. Now, in the habitat, normally animals, plants, all living organisms, they interact with other organisms and even with their habitat. And in their habitat, they have different non-living things. Now here you have a mind map. If you click on this page, you can write it. So you are going to write or draw any example of non-living thing. Okay? So just click here and you can write examples or anything that you want. So you have 1 minute.
Që do bëjmë, prof?
Just click on this page and you can write or type.
Non-living things.
Non-living things. So rocks, table, rock. Just write it, okay? Dolapi, pencil. Okay, so you wrote something here. Let me see. So buildings, rocks,
Chair, metal,
toys. Now, what about non-living things that are found, let's say, in nature? What can we say? Parts of non-living things, it can be air, for example, water, soil. There are some
light.
Grass. Grass is a plant, so non-living thing. So we are going to see them one by one. Now, living organism, they require non-living thing. Can you say any evidence we can say how organisms use non-living thing for their survival? Just write your answer here. So what evidence do we have that living organisms require non-living things? For example, plants, they need carbon dioxide, which is a part of the air, to make photosynthesis.
We need season për se sa trunit.
So do I have any response? So I have 4 responses here, 5, 6. So plants need light, air, and water. Every living thing needs water to survive. Some other, for humans need oxygen, yes, to make respiration, to produce energy. Plants use minerals found on the soil to grow up, like proteins. Very good. We need oxygen, water. We need them to take energy, to make energy. Yeah, we have a lot of evidence how living organisms, we can say it use and require non-living things. Now, like we said, ecology, it is a branch of biology which study how organisms interact with each other and with their environment, with their surrounding. Now, the distribution of all the living things on Earth is shaped by biotic. We call biotic factors or biotic living organism, and abiotic, it refers for non-living thing. So ecology, this branch of biology, it studied at many levels, including organism, which or species, let's say, population, community, ecosystem, biome, and biosphere. So this is how, let's say, ecological level are organized. So starting from the smallest one, organism, till, let's say, the biosphere, which it refers to the entire Earth. Now, all living organisms, they have the ability to grow and reproduce. And to grow, they need to get materials and energy from their environment. Like you said, we need oxygen or we need food to make energy. Now, in the environment, there are abiotic factors, which are sunlight, climate, soil, water, and air. They are part of non-living thing or abiotic factors of the environment. And we have biotic factors, which are part of the environment that are alive or were once alive, such as animals, plants, bacteria, fungi, protists. So everything which is made up by cell, it is a living thing, and it is part of the biotic factor of the environment. Now, the level of organization, like we said here, the first one is organism or species. What is a species? Can you say the definition of a species? So what do we call a species? Let's say species is a group of organisms which are related, similar with each other. They have the ability to reproduce and to produce fertile offspring. Humans, for example, it is a species. Dog, it is a species. Or the species of cats or zebras. Population, it is a group of this same organism. For example, population of dogs, population of humans, population of lions, of cheetahs. When there is two different kinds of population, then we call it a community. And the entire environment where different organisms live and their abiotic factor, it is called an ecosystem. So community, like we said, there are different species that live in the same area and interact with one another, each other. Ecosystem include the living thing, all the population, and the abiotic factor. Another level of ecological organization is biome, which is a large community of plants and animals. As example, we can say the desert, the Arctic, the tundra, or the taiga, or tropical rainforest, for example. They are part of biome. And the biosphere, let's say the largest level of ecological organization, it includes the earth where all organisms are found, and part of it are the ocean, the atmosphere, and everything. So these are the 6 levels of ecological organization. And if we see here, so the forest, for example, it can be a part of, or the lake, it is an example of an ecosystem. And the biosphere here, it refers to the entire Earth. Another example of the ecosystem, here we have in Africa, for example, in a given area in Africa, there are 2 types of population. So the population of gazelle, which is 1, 2, 3, there are 3 population of gazelles, and 2 population of cheetah. So they are made, when they are made up by same organism, it is a population. Now here we have 2 different population, and they interact with each other. They have the relationship prey and predator, and they make up a community because they have interaction with each other. And all the environment with water, grass, soil, the sunlight, everything that is found here in this environment, it make up the ecosystem. So this is what we call an ecosystem. Now, ecologists, which are the scientists that study ecology, they study how organisms interact with the environment. They study, let's say, if an organism is endangered or it can be extinct, they study the cause of that. Here it is a case study, the red panda. So they are relatives to raccoons that live in Himalaya. It is this organism here. They spend most of their time in trees. And in the recent year, this population has dropped significantly. and it is classified, let's say, this red panda as an endangered species. So it is going to be extinct if it is not, we can say, changed anything. And what do ecologists? They try to find out the factors that are behind this change. Now, what can be factors that the main factors behind this change? Do you have any idea? So why these red panda are extinct? Sonia, any idea?
Ndoshta nga habitat.
So the habitat is changing.
Yes.
The climate, or we can say two factors that affect mostly this red panda, which is studied by the ecologists. One of them was the pollution of the environment, and the second one, because they spend most of their time in trees. Now it was cutting the trees, so the logging was the second, let's say, main factor that endangered this species. Okay.
Maybe they want red panda for experiments.
Mm-hmm. Now, in your course book, you have, let's say, this part, investigating camel grazing in Dubai. So it is on page 26. So we are going to read it for 1 minute. I have put it even over here if you don't have your course book. It is very simple. Now, the ecologists, they want to find the plants, let's say, they were decreasing, and they want to know the cause, why plants were decreasing in this habitat. The camels, the gazelle, or the oryx there. Try to read it, and we are going to make an activity after that.
Çara kjo heshje më profesor. Çara kjo heshje më dhe kështu.
You have to read this part.
Ah.
Të lexosh pra ti pikçin. Kush e po këtë zhurmë?
Have you finished?
Yes.
Okay, now the question is, so these are at the end of their study. They count the number of plants per plot and the species per plot. And they observed that there were 64 that was grazed by camels, and grazed by other organisms in the other part of the fence were 87. And number of plants per species, it was 4, and one, let's say 5, the one that was grazed by oryx and gazelle. Now the question is, after you have read this paragraph, what conclusion can ecologists make from their result? Now, what do you think? If just by looking to this result, let's say, what can be their conclusion? They want to know why plants was, we can say their plant was gradually decreasing. So we are going to write over here. Have you finished? So I have some response, some answer here. Let's see. So more plants are being raised by oryx and gazelle than camels. So camels are the reason why the plants are becoming extinct. We found the number of plants per plot that is greater by oryx and gazelle than by camels. Okay, so like you said, the main cause they cannot be the camel the main reason why plants were becoming extinct, and that's correct. Now, what we can say, how does ecology study the environment or the ecosystem? Normally they cannot measure all the plants and animals that are found in a specific environment. So it is impossible to count every organism that is present there. That's why they take only, let's say, an idea. And this method is called sampling, or let's say taking a piece of the pie. So sampling, it allows us to get an idea of the whole environment or of the whole thing, but in smaller amounts. So if they are going to know the number of, let's say, of animals that are placed in a forest, they cannot go through the entire forest and to count them, but they make an example. They make a sample, let's say a quadrant, let's say 10 meters square. They count the organisms that they found there, and then they multiply it with the whole area. So this is how ecologists study environments and animals that are found there, by using the method of sampling. Like it was in the gazelle, when they just make a fence there and they separate the gazelle from the camels. Okay, any question till here?
No.
No, okay. Now we are going to make a quick quiz. We have left, let's say 10 minutes. Now go to joinmyquiz.com. Hurry up. And the code, it is, you are going to write this code.
E kush e ka të tastijen, no, I guess.
So I have 8 till now. I'm waiting for the others. So Alia, Sonia, Savinia. So you are going to enter join my quiz, and then you're going to use this code. Okay, let's start.
Oh, profesor,
Marova.
mbarova unë këtë.
Okay.
Dori fare.
So from the question here, the non-living part of an ecosystem, it is the abiotic. It is called. Then we have another question that you made some mistake here. Different population living and interacting with each other in the same area. So they are different population living and interacting. They make up a community. Okay. And that was, so the other were okay. Now, and if you see here, leaderboard. Okay, so Alenis, Sonia, Viken. Okay, that was all for today.
Mbarum tash e prof.
Are there any questions?
No.